Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, my name is Chenelle, the owner of 3 Balls Handmade Soaps and More. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over some product photo tips and tricks. So first up on my table, I don't know how well you guys can see this. Well, I don't know how well y'all can see this, but I do have my phone here because for my photos, only thing I use is just my cell phone. Now I do have a Sony camera that I am recording on right now, but I don't use that. I don't like the way, me personally, I don't like the way that my photos look whenever I use my camera, so I just use my iPhone. And I also have just a few props. I'm going to be doing like 3 different photos. I also have some turmeric right here, and I need to grab a lemon because I'm going to be recreating my lemon and turmeric soap photo. And I also have some shea butter here because we're also going to be recreating this photo right here. And then I have this is my old, it got activated charcoal and all that stuff in there, but this is my old soap cutter, so I'm going to use this as well. I'm going to show you guys how I can use this. And then I have some oatmeal here. I might do that with this soap here, my other oatmeal soap. And then I have my cutting board. Now this right here, and I use this cutting board in literally every last one of my photos. Let me put these down. And I have my little measuring spoon. I use this cutting board in every single last one of my photos, and I just use it as like a base. You can definitely use like a plate, any color plate. I feel like white would definitely look more crisp. Don't be afraid to use natural lighting. If y'all hear water, that's my fridge, my ice maker going. But so don't be afraid to use like the different props and things like that. I use natural lighting. Natural lighting is, in my opinion, is key. I don't use any photo apps or anything. I literally just use my cell phone and I put it in portrait mode. And I'm going to show you guys that here in a second. But I did want to kind of show you like my little props that I'm going to be using for today's video. So again, natural lighting, if you can, use natural lighting. I know sometimes that's probably not going to be possible, but for the most part, if you can, definitely do the natural lighting. And like me, I get by a window. I'm near the window whenever I take my photos, literally like right over there in the corner. So, and then I'll either let my blinds up or leave the blinds down. So just make sure that I have like enough lighting. Don't be afraid to like reposition the camera or reposition the soaps and your other props and stuff like that. So if you take it from one angle, if you get above it and you don't like it, don't be afraid to kind of drop the camera down a little bit and then snap it that way. So just play around with the different angles until you get the angle that you like. Now my photos have not always looked the way that they look now. Trust me, when I first started out, they looked a mess. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, they looked a mess. I tried using the photo. Y'all know the little square photo box that you get off Amazon. I tried using that and I didn't like that at all. That's just me personally. So then I was like, okay, I gotta do something else. So that's what I was doing, some research, and I actually had one of my best friends, her sister at the time was doing candles, and she was the one that told me about using natural lighting for my photos. And when I did that, it literally it just switched. Literally, my photos, they were like night and day. So natural lighting, don't be afraid to use little props and things like that. If you're making an oatmeal soap, don't be afraid to sprinkle a little bit of oatmeal around the soap. If you're making oatmeal and honey, don't be afraid to use a little bit of honey, in the little measuring spoon. So that's like with lemon. Y'all see when I made my lemon soap, I sliced up some lemon. So don't be afraid to use little things that you have around the house. And you can also get a few things from like the Dollar Tree. So some of my props, some things that I do have in my photos. I think my my pumpkin pie soap photo, that came from Dollar General. The little decorations in between the soap, I literally got that from Dollar General for maybe like $1 or $2. So I don't spend a whole lot of money on getting my photo props because I only need it, just for the photos. But I do invest $1 or $2, maybe $3, depending on how bad I want it. So maybe $3, for my photo props. But other than that, I keep it very simple with the photo props. So don't be afraid to use props. Don't be afraid to like your natural lighting. Now if it's a cloudy day and I need a photo, then I will go outside where the lighting is a lot better. Even though it's still cloudy outside, I will, you know, end up with a decent photo. That's like, I don't know if you've seen the video, my clay, I think it's make soap at home using clay or something like that, cold process soap making at home using clays. That video right there, I had to shoot that photo outside and not inside because it was a very cloudy day that day. So again, don't be afraid to use that natural lighting. You know, let it help you out. Use the natural lighting. Don't be afraid to use props and just take your time. I put my phone in portrait mode. Which y'all will see all of that here in a second. But I put my phone in portrait mode and then I just start snapping photos. And again, don't be afraid to get different angles. Like, you have to literally, I really will take about, I don't know, anywhere from 5 to 10, even 20 photos sometimes until I get the right shot. Don't be afraid to move your soaps around. If you put your props, if you put your soaps and stuff on the table and you don't like the way that they look, just move them around. Don't be afraid to move them around, and you'll be surprised at how different your photo will turn out. So I think that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to turn you guys around so that way I can head over to my work table and kind of show you my setup, you know, how I go about setting up for my photo shoot, for my product photo. One thing that I forgot to mention, and I did go grab my lemon for my lemon and turmeric soap, but one thing that I forgot to mention, my photo that I did when I made that beer soap. So that photo, depending on the time of day and where my window, well, where my work table sits, that will, like in the morning, that's when I have the sun coming through. So if y'all ever see my photos where they have like that shadow on them, like how that beer soap had that shadow. So all I did, I let my blinds all the way up, and it was about 9 o'clock in the morning, I think it was, when I took that photo. Maybe like 9 or 10 in the morning when I took that photo. But I noticed like certain times of the day, of course, when the sun, like early in the morning, the sun beams like right into my window, and I can really get some good shots with that, you know, with the shadows and stuff. And that's how I ended up getting that beer photo, my beer photo. But I will put these photos here in at the end of this video, so that way if you're new to my channel and this is your very first video and you have not seen my other photos, I will definitely post, I will definitely add all of the photos to the end of this video, so that way you can kind of see, like, you know, my shots and stuff like that, my photos and stuff like that. So, but yeah. But again, so depending on the time of day, that will definitely determine, you know, how much lighting. Now, sometimes I close my blinds. Sometimes I will close them and like just shut them. I will leave my window open. It just depends on, you know, if it's kind of like messing with the color. Because at the end of the day, you know, if this is going on your website, you definitely want whatever color your soap is in person, what you see, that's the color that you at least want it to be on, you know, whenever you take that photo, because that's what your customer is going to receive whenever they place an order from you off the website. So keep that in mind. That's why I don't alter my photos at all. Like, so literally what you see is what you get as far as, you know, like my color and all that stuff in my photos. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there real quick, that I do, depending on the time of day, that will determine, you know, whether I get like shadows or not in my photo, in my product shot. So early in the morning, where my table sits, that's when I get some really, really, really pretty photos. I try not to take photos after like around like 5, because the lighting is okay over there around that time, but it's not the best. So my time to take my photos is literally like early in the morning and like early afternoon. But anytime like after 4 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock, I don't even bother, because I'm not going to get any, you know, really good shots. But I just want to throw that in there. And now I'm heading over. Now we're going to go over to my work table, so that way we can recreate some of these shots. All right, so first I'm going to go ahead and do my turmeric and lemon soap. My turmeric, lemon, and honey soap. So with this soap right here, all I did, like I said, I just play around with the soaps. Now, usually it does take me a lot longer to get my product photos. However, since I've already taken photos for these particular soaps that I'm doing right now for this video, it's not going to take me that long. Y'all, usually I can literally spend like 20 to 30 minutes just snapping different photos. But anyway, so once I have my soaps lined up, like whatever props I'm using, whereas this one right here is the lemons. So all I did was just slice lemons, or if I'm using oranges or something like that, bananas, I just cut them up once I place my soaps how I think I may want them. And don't be afraid to play around with it to move the soaps. Like I said, if you line them up and you don't like the way the photo look, don't be afraid to reposition it. Sometimes that's literally all it takes. Now, I did forget to add the honey on my spoon here, but it's fine. I mean, y'all, I make so many soaps till it's like, okay. But anyway, so once I have my soaps and my lemons or whatever I'm using, my extras, my props set up how I want them, I then just grab my phone. Now, I use an iPhone. I don't know how Android cameras are, but speaking for, the phone that I use, I just get my phone and I put it in portrait mode. Now, portrait mode to me gives like the very beautiful photos. It blurs out the background. It blurs out, some of the product. It just makes it like really just pop, in my opinion. Like I said, I don't know how the Android camera is. So I can't really speak on that. However, I can speak on an iPhone, and I've had the 11. Actually, I've had all of them. But as far as product photos, I've used the 11 Pro Max as well as the 15 Plus, what I currently have now. And to me, they both gave me like the same type of quality of photos. And again, all I do is just put it in portrait mode. Now, I don't have my camera in like regular photo mode. I think that's what one of the options are, or something like that. I don't use that mode at all. I always, always, always take my photos in portrait mode. So if you have portrait mode on your phone, just put it in portrait mode. And right here, I'm just going like, I will go up above the soap. I'll kind of bring it down a little bit, just kind of like play around, turn it to the side, or whatever I need to do to get the best shot. And y'all, don't pay my wallpaper any mind. It's time for me to switch it out. I change out my wallpaper like every 6 months, and it's time for me to change it out. But anyway, so once I'm done with that soap, I just clean off my little area here, and then we're on to the next one. Now for this next soap, I am going to be using my old soap cutter as like, the back. So I need that. Now again, like I mentioned earlier, the different times of day definitely play a role in like the lighting. I like to do my photos kind of early on because that's when I have like the best lighting. And it just works out that way for me. So definitely use that natural light. If you can, use that to your advantage. Now, once I had all of my soaps set up here, I just took literally, y'all, a piece of shea butter out of the container and just put that right there next to the soap and snap the picture. And I will show some more pictures later on in the video, like near the end, as well as these photos right here, what I'm taking throughout this video. So y'all will see all of these photos, and like I said, some more photos. So if this is your first time joining me, then again, you can see more work, more photos, more product photos near the end of this video. And all I'm doing right here is just turning my camera, portrait or landscape, and just snapping the photos. And that's the picture right there that we have. Like, it just looks, you see how that shea butter is like blurred out? That's what I was talking about when I said put it in portrait mode. When I have it in portrait mode, it kind of blurs out some things. Like, it makes one item, like it focuses on just one item, and then the rest, it kind of like blurs it out. And I really do like that. All right, so once I was done with that soap, then I went to the next one. Now, this was my egg soap. So if y'all have not seen that video, y'all go check out that one. That right there was pretty cool to make. And I actually might do I might test the lather on that one in my next live coming up. Now right here, I'm pretty much just lining these soaps up kind of like the same way, but for this picture, I am gonna stand in a chair. So now y'all, sometimes I will stand up in a chair just to get a product photo shot. If I need to, I'm gonna stand up in my chair to get a shot. I mean, sometimes, it works, sometimes it doesn't. When I tell you, like, you really have to be creative, if you want your photos to, like, really pop and stand out and be, like, the best, definitely try to, just utilize everything that you have. Get above the picture if you want a really good picture. And like I said, like, you don't have to use a cutting board. You can use a plate. You can just use like some greenery, just get very creative. Don't go out and spend an arm and a leg on things, because I don't. Like I said, I'm not fixing to spend, it depends. But for the most part, my props are like, really cheap, and I can grab them from my local Dollar Tree or Dollar General. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the tea on how I do my product photos. And if you found this video to be very helpful, please consider leaving me a thumbs up. And if you have not done so, please consider subscribing to our channel. And to all of our wonderful subscribers, we thank you all so much. And until next time, I will see you guys later.